Before there was an empire that stretched across 3 continents. Before Constantinople fell. Before the Ottomans became a global superpower. There was just a man, a tribe, and a dream. This is the story of Osman I, the man who laid the foundation of one of the greatest empires in human history. Welcome to Fluent Era, where history comes alive. Chapter 1, The World Osman Was Born Into. The 13th century was a time of chaos. The once powerful Seljuk Sultanate of Rum was collapsing under the pressure of Mongol invasions. Across Anatolia, small Turkish tribes, known as Beyliks, struggled for survival and power. To the west stood the weakening but still formidable Byzantine Empire. In the middle of all this uncertainty, around 1258, Osman Ghazi was born in Söğüt. He was the son of Ertugrul Ghazi, leader of the Kei tribe, a small but resilient group of Oghuz Turks. Osman didn't inherit a kingdom. He inherited instability. Chapter 2, The Making of a Leader. Osman grew up in a warrior culture. From a young age, he was trained in swordsmanship, horse riding, and battlefield strategy. But more importantly, he learned leadership by observing his father. Ertugrul wasn't just a fighter, he was a diplomat, balancing alliances between powerful forces like the Seljuks and neighboring tribes. When Ertugrul passed away around 1280, Osman took control of the tribe. But leadership wasn't handed easily. He had to prove himself, not just as a warrior, but as a leader worthy of loyalty. And he did. Chapter 3, Osman's Vision, Beyond Survival. Most tribal leaders of the time fought just to survive. Osman was different. He believed in expansion, not just raids, but building a state. He began targeting Byzantine border towns. These weren't random attacks, they were strategic. Each victory gave him land, resources, and influence. But what truly set Osman apart was how he treated people. Instead of ruling through fear, he built trust. Many locals, even non-Muslims, preferred Osman's rule over corrupt Byzantine officials. This wasn't just conquest. This was the beginning of a system. Chapter 4, The Dream That Shaped History. One of the most famous stories about Osman Ghazi is his dream. While staying in the house of a respected spiritual figure, Sheikh Bali, Osman had a vision. He saw a moon rise from the sheikh's chest and enter his own. Then, from Osman's body, a giant tree grew. Its branches spread across the world, covering mountains, rivers, and continents. Sheikh Bali interpreted the dream. Osman would found a great empire, and his descendants would rule vast lands. Whether legend or reality, this dream became the symbol of Ottoman destiny. Chapter 5, Declaring Independence. By the late 1200s, the Seljuk Sultanate had become weak and ineffective. Osman saw an opportunity. Around 1299, he declared independence. A bold move that marked the birth of the Ottoman state. This wasn't just rebellion. It was the beginning of sovereignty. From this point forward, Osman was no longer just a tribal chief. He was a ruler. Chapter 6, Conquests and Strategy. Osman's campaigns were calculated and relentless. He captured key forts and towns such as Karakahisar, Bilsik, Yarhisar. These victories weren't just military successes, they created a strong territorial base. Osman also used clever tactics. Marriages to strengthen alliances. Incorporating defeated soldiers into his army. Encouraging migration to strengthen his population. His forces, known as Ghazi warriors, were driven not only by loyalty but by a sense of religious and cultural mission. Chapter 7, Governance and Justice. What truly made Osman exceptional was not just his sword, but his system. He established fair taxation, protection of local populations, religious tolerance. This made his rule stable and attractive. While other leaders destroyed, Osman built. Chapter 8, The Final Years. As Osman grew older, his health began to decline. But his mission didn't stop. He continued guiding his people and preparing the next generation. His greatest unfinished goal was the capture of Bursa, a major Byzantine city. Though he did not live to see its fall, he entrusted this mission to his son, Osman Ghazi. Osman Ghazi passed away around 1326. The same year, Bursa was finally conquered. Chapter 9, The Birth of an Empire. After Osman's death, his son Orhan expanded the state further. What Osman started as a small frontier principality soon transformed into the Ottoman Empire. Over the next centuries, this empire would conquer Constantinople in 1453, expand into Europe, Asia, and Africa, become one of the most powerful empires in history. All of it began with Osman. Chapter 10, Why Osman Ghazi Still Matters. Osman Ghazi's story is not just about war. It's about vision in times of chaos, leadership without cruelty, building something that lasts beyond your lifetime. He proved that you don't need to start with power. You need to start with purpose. Final conclusion. From a small tribe in Söğüt to the foundation of a world empire, Osman Ghazi didn't just create a state. He created a legacy. A legacy that would shape history for over 600 years. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Fluent Eraa. Because here, we don't just tell stories. We bring history to life.